Hello, class. This is Quiz 2 Review covering chapters 6, 17, and 18. The study of the connections between our bodies and the foods we eat describes nutrition. In the illustration, it shows organs that aid in digestion on one side, and on the other side, it shows the course that food takes when we eat food. So it's important for you to study this illustration and get to know how foods help our bodies and the organs that are involved in that process. Nutrients required in the greatest amounts are water, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. These are macronutrients. Leaves, stems, skins, seeds, and hulls are non-digestible forms of complex carbohydrates known as dietary fiber. Salmon is a great example of omega blank. However, for omega blank, a carton of eggs would be appropriate. We're talking about omega-3 and omega-6. So salmon would be a great example of omega-3, whereas for omega-6, a carton of eggs would be most appropriate. Margarine and shortening, commonly used in pie crusts, are man-made partially hydrogenated oils, also known as trans fats. These substances help put carbohydrates, fats, and proteins to use, essentially to regulating growth, maintaining tissue, and releasing energy from foods. We're talking about vitamins. Lacto, ovo-lacto, pescatarian, vegan, and flexitarian are all types of vegetarian diets. Foods fertilized with plant-based substances or without chemical formulas are known as organic. The ability to understand health information and make good decisions about health and medical care describes health literacy. As part of their right to be treated with respect and dignity, patients must be informed of the pros and cons of medical procedures and give their consent for hospitalization, surgery, or other major treatments. This process is called informed consent. Medical fakery that customers spend upwards of $10 billion on is quackery. Any product on the market that advertises that it is a quick and easy fix, where there's personal testimonies on the packaging, or they use meaningless medical jargon, or guarantee your money back, or indications that it's probably not a reputable product. An approach that combines traditional medicine with alternative complementary therapies is integrative medicine. Measurements of physiological functioning, such as temperature, our core body temperature should be between 97.6 and 99.6. Blood pressure is measured in systolic and diastolic pressures, and a normal blood pressure for adults should be 130/85. Pulse rate is measured in beats per minute, and normal pulse rate for an adult would be between 60 and 100 beats per minute, even though that will fluctuate, as well as temperature and blood pressure throughout the day. And our respiration rate, which is measured in breaths per minute. And the normal breaths per minute for an adult would range between 12 and 28. We're talking about vital signs. A Chinese medical practice of puncturing the body with needles that are inserted at specific points to relieve pain or cure disease is acupuncture. Health-related information that a healthcare professional collects while interviewing a patient is known as medical history. Blank continues to be the #1 workman's compensation claim, and it has been for decades. That is repetitive motion injury. Ambulatory or outpatient care, typically provided by a physician in an office, emergency room, or clinic, is primary care. A condition caused by computer use, marked by tired and sore eyes, blurred vision, headaches, and neck, shoulder, and back pain, describes computer vision syndrome. Any activity that humiliates, degrades, or poses a risk of emotional or physical harm to join or maintain full status with the group is hazing. We typically see hazing on four-year campuses. We do not see hazing on community colleges like Chabot. Sharing images or videos that contain sexually explicit content sent digitally, either through text, email, apps, or social media, describes sexting. Unwanted sexual attention is sexual harassment. The most common are sexual comments and jokes in the presence of others. Behaviors such as rape or sexual coercion that violates the right to choose when and with whom to have sex and what sexual behaviors to engage in is non-volitional sex. The experience of someone being physically brutalized and forced to have sex in their relationship, this combination is termed co-victimization. The penetration, no matter how slight, of the vagina or anus with any body part or object, or oral penetration by a sex organ of another person without the consent of the victim, defines rape. What type of rape was ignored or even legally condoned in many countries? That would be marital rape. Okay. And lastly, the extra credit question will come from the His and Hers Healthcare video. It was the TED Talk by Dr. Paula Johnson. I wish you much luck on studying for your quiz 2. It is 25 multiple choice questions plus one extra credit question, which is going to be on Dr. Paula Johnson's talk. The test will open on Thursday, March 14th, and it will close on Friday, March 15th. On the 14th, it'll open at 6 a.m. and it will close promptly on Friday evening at 11:59 p.m. If you have any questions or concerns or need to let me know anything, I will be in my office this week. So I'll talk to you all soon.